The time is now 7:06, and I call this meeting to order. Regular board meeting for the San Benito CISD, Tuesday, August 14th, 2012. Item number 1, call to order, roll call, and we do have a quorum. Item number 2, Pledge of Allegiance to the U.S. and Texas flags and invocation. And this evening we do have students from San Benito High School. We have John Marrero. John Marrero is the son of Juan and Mariela Marrero. He's currently a senior and he plays an active role in several clubs throughout the school year. Being class president of the graduating class of 2013 has got him really involved in student activities such as pep rallies, the prom, and junior jam. He also takes part in the student council, which helps organize many student activities and community service events throughout the school year. As an active member of the San Benito FFA, John also gets to compete at livestock shows and welding competitions throughout the valley year-round. We also have Anaí Garza. Anaí Garza is 16 years old. She is the daughter of Omar and Antonia Garza. She has one sibling by the name of Omar Garza Jr., who attends Miller Jordan Middle School. She's a student at San Benito High School and is currently an active participant in several clubs. She is part of HOSA, which is a medical club at the school. Through this club and her involvement in the HST program, she's making her path for the future career as a physician. She's also part of the Estudiantina Mu Alpha Data, and she's also the junior class vice president. Currently ranked as a top student of her class, she plans to continue this achievement. If I can please have everyone stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Dear Lord, we gather here today to make decisions for our community. May we use only our best skills and judgment. Help us keep ourselves impartial and neutral as we consider the merits and pitfalls of each matter that is placed before us. Give us the courage to always act in accordance with what is best for our community and our fellow citizens. Amen.
Amen.
I'd like to recognize the principal, Ms. Weaver, and thank you for allowing these two students to participate in tonight's meeting. Also, if the parents can please stand and be recognized. And to these two students, thank you for taking the time to assist this evening. Moving on to item number 4, roll call. Ms. Ana Cruz, Vice President. Ms. June Aguilera, Secretary. Here. Ms. Fatima Huerta, Trustee. Here. Mr. Julian Huerta, Trustee. Here. Mr. Hector Leal, Trustee. Here. Mr. Oscar Medrano, Trustee. Here. Mr. Antonio G. Limon, Superintendent. Present. And Mr. Juan Cabrera, Attorney. Present. Item number 5, recommend approving the agenda of the regular board meeting of August 14, 2012 with any corrections or deletions.
Yes, Madam President, I would like to request that item 1208A-9 be pulled from the agenda for a future date.
Okay, I'd like to ask for a motion to approve. Motion made by Ms. Huerta, seconded by Ms. Aguilera. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Item number 6, Superintendent's Report. Mr. Limon?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. All we have are disbursements and disbursements by organization. I'm sure shocked at the brevity of it, but that's all we have.
Thank you, Mr. Limon.
I had a question.
Oh, yes, sir.
Mr. Limon, on the group health insurance disbursements, I just have a question. Are we paying every quarter or are we paying every monthly?
Mr. McCall?
This would be on the one to the clinic, or is it?
I believe it's the clinic administration for $53,892 for a total of $73,000.
That would be a monthly bill?
That would be through the month, for the month, is that
Right.
correct?
Mhm.
Okay. And the one for Mr. Glenn Hillier, that was $7,550, was that just for the month or for how long?
I would have to look at the individual bill, but it was whatever was submitted to us, whether it was a cumulative amount, whatever he billed to us.
Yes, there was, the fee was $6,000 for this particular project, and anything else that he billed on other corresponding projects.
So it was for the individual project, $6,000 for the individual?
Yes, sir.
For the individual project. Thank you.
Moving on to item number 7, school construction report. Mr. Ramon?
Good afternoon. The Frank Roberts Landrum Elementary, last Tuesday, the building committee walked through it and approved some stage of completion contingent on having the certificate of occupancy. We received that on the 8th, so as of Friday, August the 8th, the building was accepted as substantially completed. The contractor still has some items to complete there. They also have all the punch list items that have been given to them. There are still the items, punch list items for the cafeteria equipment, and they have 30 days in which to complete all the punch list. At Riverside Gym, HVAC renovation summer project, the new unit has been installed and started being used on Friday, August the 3rd. The engineer has developed their punch list as well, and they also have 30 days in which to complete their punch list. At Miller Jordan Fieldhouse HVAC renovation summer project, also the new system started Friday, August the 3rd. The engineer has also developed their punch list and have completed, they have 30 days in which to complete those. For Frank Roberts and La Paloma, HVAC upgrades. Equipment for La Paloma for Wing 200 arrived today. They began to install those units. As I have said earlier, they done all the demolition. They were ready for everything for them to start installing their equipment today. The equipment for La Paloma for Wing 100 is not scheduled to come in until August the 29th. Half of the equipment for Frank Roberts arrived today. The rest of the equipment will arrive next Tuesday. We will have air conditioning going by before the 27th when students come in. It's going to be real tight, and we're praying that there's no delays on delivering the equipment, but they have the manpower and they're ready to, as soon as the equipment comes in, to go ahead and do that. This week, they're going to complete Wing 100 at La Paloma. They're going to complete 8 classrooms and the science wing at Frank Roberts. Are there any questions?
We have a punch list already for Frank Roberts. We already completed.
Yes, sir. We have a punch list from the architect, from the civil engineer, from the roofers. We still have one that we need, matter of fact, tomorrow they're coming to do that, and that is the engineers or the people who designed the kitchen. But yeah, they will have all of that already. Any other questions?
Thank you, Mr. Ramon. Item number 8, public comment. And we do have 3 members of the audience. Those persons wishing to address the Board of Trustees must register with the presiding officer or designee no later than 5 minutes before the announced time of the school board meeting. State their full name, state what organization or group, if any, is being represented, state the topic they wish to address before the school board, refrain from commenting directly on any individual, school district employee, or public official by name, but may instead refer to a specific employment area, job title, or the Board of Trustees as a whole, and shall refrain from attacks on individuals, personal accusations, and respect each member on panel. The speaker will be allowed only 5 minutes to give his or her presentation. Delegations of more than 5 persons shall appoint 1 person to represent their views before the Board of Trustees. Presentations shall be informative and shall pertain to school-related issues. Any attack on an individual shall be considered disruption of the meeting. The Board of Trustees shall not deliberate nor decide regarding any subject that is not included on the agenda posted with notice of the meeting. This evening, if I can please have Lionel Betancourt, and he will be discussing Saving Dolly.
Thank you, Madam President. Before I do that, I'd like to just allow one comment. The class of 1952 graduating from San Benito High School and 53 will be holding their class reunion here the weekend of September 28th. And Mr. Limon, I think I will be probably asking you for a favor or two about that if I could. So just to forewarn you, okay. Saving Dolly, we have reached the point. I thank you extremely for the effort that was done by your maintenance staff this morning and will continue tomorrow. If you haven't been by the facility, I would suggest that you might want to go by and take a look. They have done a magnificent job. The care I have of my front lawn isn't quite the same as this is. They've really, really done a magnificent effort, and I thank you and them for it. The issue, of course, still at hand is having access to the inside to clean the facility up. I have had off-the-record inquiries about the property, and people have been asking to let them know when we're through with the cleanup process so they could come look and make a judgment call as to whether they could use the facility for their operations. These are folks actually from the central Texas, not local. The issue came up that maybe that the county and the city had not given a permission for us to be in the building, and I would differ with that. They both have agreed. It was a county agenda item and was passed unanimously by the commissioners at their meeting last, and I was told just to stay in touch. And the city made the comment that if the school and county will let us do it, they certainly would not object. That was some time ago, but in the meantime, there's been no question. Mr. Gonzalez from the commission was here earlier. I'm not sure if he still is. I didn't see him now, but both he and J.D. Gonzalez, the past superintendent of schools, now commissioner, both are engaged in assisting in the project and getting this done. We're as serious as a heart attack, and I assure you that our intentions are good. They're honorable, and I know the item is on the agenda to allow us access. I hope somebody brought the key. We would like to start as soon as possible. It needs to be done, and again, what you all did today was absolutely fantastic, unbelievable. And I thank you for that. And thank you for this moment to talk. Okay? Thank you.
Next member of the audience is Jesus Aguilera.
I got some phone calls today. Mr. Bentoncourt, thank you for that answer. Because I got calls at why was the school district cutting the yard there at Dolly Vincent Hospital. That's a great thing that you guys did. And now you have your answer to all the people that called me. I have some questions for you because I've been getting a lot of calls. And I'm going to tell you one thing. We're all very disappointed in all of you. Bouncing babies. Gone. And you guys tell me you're here for the kids. What do? Get rid of bouncing babies. Your intention is to raise taxes. Maybe. Question mark. The people that you intend to raise the taxes will not be allowed to have pre-K. There you go. Some more kids out the door. $15,000 raise. And all of you are guilty. In fact, one of you proposed 13,000, excuse me. One of you proposed a $13,000 raise. But all of you knew it was coming. We have a whole bunch of teachers here that haven't gotten a raise in years. Not only that, you gave another $3,000 raise to another principal. And yet, these people are suffering. We pay our security guards $7.50 for 32 hours. Make me $250. By the time the deductions are gone, $225. By the time they fill up their car at the prices right now, you're looking at $60, $75. Do the math. Our principal at Miller Jordan, rumors has is he's leaving. You know. And the only reason I'm bringing this up is because he promised me that he was going to talk to all those parents that bought all those shirts before they made a decision. And now he's leaving. You know, he's leaving, just leaving. You know, maybe we should let I know we have a shepherd for that school, you know, and her and I ran into when you were 5 years old, you know, and she told me, you can't do this. And I said, oh, yes, I can. And I came over here, and on my way over here, all I thought was, she's just there for my daughter. And I backed away, and never again did I ever question what she had to say. You know, you have somebody there, I hope you listen to the recommendations that she'll have for you guys. You know, I got here at the tail end of it for the insurance thing that's going on. It's costing the district zero money, guys. Zero money. You know, so it's not hard. What's ever best for the people or the employees is what you should vote on. We took $6,000 from every police officer. Again, under your watch. What I'm proposing or what I'm asking, and I'm sorry to some of you guys that you saw me at lunch, I'm asking you to, all your administrators, directors, surrender 10% of your pay. You know, you say you're here for this district. Show it. You know. So, and, you know, everybody told me before I came up here today to be nice. So, you know, it's just sad that you guys don't take care of our kids. And I wonder what you're going to say when you go up for re-election. Because all of you are guilty of getting rid of bouncing babies, pre-K, and raises taxes if you do it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Aguilera. And we have one final member of our audience, Rosalinda Garcia.
Thank you. Like I told the previous school board before you all, and I tell you all also that I know you all are in a very tough position, and I surely appreciate it. But I know tensions, that it's a tense time, and Mr. Limones had to make cuts, and it's something I'm sure he would not like to do or has done. But big companies, it's been happening. This recession has been coming, and we hate to see it, but it's here. But with tension, I want to ask that the school board president hold some respect, because A couple of times there's been some disrespect from the audience toward the school board members and previous school board members, and y'all don't deserve any disrespect. And I hope the board president keeps that in order. Thank you.
Moving on to item number 9. In order to promote efficient meetings, the board may act upon more than one item by a single vote through the use of consent agenda. Consent items placed on the agenda shall be marked with an asterisk. Consent items are items for which no board discussion is anticipated and for which the superintendent recommends approval. Prior to the time which approval of consent agenda is had at the request of any member of the Board of Trustees, any item on the consent agenda shall be removed and given individual consideration. Item number 9, action agenda under business and finance. We have items 1208A-1, request for approval of bids on paint products and supplies. Consent. 1208A-2, request for approval of bid proposals on the HVAC parts and supplies. A, small parts. B, supplies. C, small equipment. D, large electric motors. E, condenser coils. F, labor for chiller and controls work. Consent. 1208A-3, request for authorization to seek proposals for third-party administration services for an additional major medical insurance plan option. Consent. 1208A-4, request for approval of proposal for a third-party administrator for and the corresponding voluntary plans. Question by Mr. Medrano. 1208A-5, request for approval of budget transfers. Consent. 1208A-6, request for approval of 2011-2012 budget amendments. Consent. 1208A-7, request for approval of acceptance of the substantial completion of the HVAC improvement project for the Miller Jordan Middle School Fieldhouse. Consent. 1208A-8, request for approval of acceptance of the substantial completion of the HVAC improvement project for the Riverside Middle School Gymnasium. Consent. Under Curriculum and Instruction, 1208A-10, request for approval of the 2012-2013 Student Code of Conduct. Consent. Under Administration, 1208A-11, request for approval of board minutes. Consent. 1208A-12, request for approval of a hold harmless agreement regarding Dolly Vincent Memorial Hospital. Consent. 1208A-13, request for approval of 2012-2013 Equity Center membership. Consent. 1208A-14, request for approval of PDAS teacher appraisers.
There's, Madam President, a correction on the revised list. If the board would please approve the revised list for that agenda item.
Sir, original. You want to go ahead and go over the change?
What was changed?
Just two names were added.
Oh.
Okay. Are there any questions on that one? We're okay? Consent. 1208A-15, discussion or possible action concerning RFQ-SA-061 for selection of district legal counsel.
I have a question as well.
Question by 2 board members. I'd like to ask for a motion to approve items 1208A-1, 1208A-2, 1208A-3, 1208A-5, 1208A-6, 1208A-7, 1208A-8, 1208A-10, 1208A-11, 1208A-12, 1208A-13, 1208A-14. Do I have a motion?
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Aguilera, seconded by Mr. Medrano. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. We had a question on item 1208A-4, request for approval of proposal for a third-party administrator for and the corresponding voluntary plans.
Yeah, I just, I'm not gonna go back and say what I said earlier because I think we already discussed it very thoroughly. It's no secret that I did express my concerns to you all via email and to Mr. Limon. I just feel that at this time, we really need to move forward on this very cautiously under the circumstances and everything that has been said since Tuesday, since our Finance Committee. I just feel that I'm not ready to vote on this. And in lieu of that, I want to make a motion to keep the current third-party administrator for and the corresponding voluntary plans in place.
Can we have a motion to keep the existing third-party administrator and its corresponding plans, made by Mr. Medrano, seconded by Ms. Cruz? All those in favor?
Aye.
It's 3. 4. Show of hands. All those opposed?
Nay.
Nay. So based on the votes, we have a 4-3. There is a motion to go ahead and keep the existing plans. Okay. All right, moving on to item 1208A-15, discussion possible action concerning RFQ-SA-06, for selection of district legal counsel.
Go for it.
I talk really loud anyway. So I just think that we should have a workshop and we should discuss the attorneys. I believe we're still good with you for a while, if I'm not mistaken.
We were at 90 days or?
It's just interim counsel. I mean, it could go as long as it's an open agreement.
Okay, yeah, so I just think that, I mean, within the next weeks, I'm not saying for a long time, but I think we should really have a workshop to discuss the paperwork that was given to us. So that way we can address it as a board and talk about it, because as of now, we just have the papers individually, and it's very different than actually coming together and discussing it. For each of us to have our own different personalities, I think we need to come together and talk as a board at a workshop. Whenever you all are free, we'll go ahead and discuss to set a date. So I would like to make that motion. Do I ask for a second, or?
I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion requesting for a workshop regarding the district legal counsel. We have a motion made by Ms. Aguilera, seconded by Mr. Leal. All those in favor?
Aye.
With show of hands.
Aye.
All those opposed?
I'd like to, since the motion did fail, I did some research and I've been looking at the attorneys that we have right now, Hanlon, McCollum, and DeMeritt. And, you know, I really do believe in the saying that says you pay for what you get, okay? And now that we've had, you know, and I know Mr. Cabrera, you're here today, but I'm very impressed with the work that they're doing. I'm hearing so many good things from not only employees that have had to maybe encounter and use their services. I know under open record, they're doing a tremendous job. And one of the things that I look out for is, are they looking for the best interest of the district? Are they looking out for our monies, for the taxpayer monies? Are they looking at, and I believe that they are. One of the things that I was very impressed is their school law. We have to have someone in place that is knowledgeable and that can give us the best advice under school law. And I believe we found the firm. I really do. One of the things that right off the bat of my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Limon, is, you know, they identified a law firm that we were paying $5,000 for the last 10 years, right? And now they're willing to take that part and represent us instead of us having to pay an additional $5,000. I mean, I see everything. I did all my research, and I'm very impressed with what they've done, and I'd like to move to go ahead and accept O'Hanlon, McCollum, and Demerith bid immediately contract with the firm as District General Counsel for San Benito CISD.
Do you mind if I make a statement before you do all that? I won't, I mean, I can't do anything. You've already killed what I tried to do, so it's just a statement. But just to talk to you, I didn't mean any disrespect by questioning it. Your firm has done a wonderful job. But like you said, the statement before, and I'll leave them with this, is that you believe in what you pay for. But I recall also as well that you didn't want to get rid of Gus Acevedo, and he wasn't giving us what we were paying for. So, and if it was something that was being looked at, that they had the best interest of the children, at the time, Gus Acevedo didn't have the best interest for our children.
And I think in all due fairness, because Mr. Acevedo's not here.
No, but I'm just saying, like, if the statement's made now,
and I can defend that. When I came on this board, Ms. Aguilera, Mr. Acevedo was already here. He was hired back, I believe, when we had the former superintendent. So I knew coming in, and after I've seen throughout the years of really what good representation should be, and I know Mr. Acevedo's not here because he did his job of what the board had asked him to do. And now I believe that what we have in this particular firm is exactly what we need.
Oh, and I agree. Like I said, they're doing a wonderful job. I just wanted to see, to talk about it more since we hadn't talked about it.
And I did, and I know I did because at the time, you know, I felt that that's what we had and we could proceed with what we had. But now after seeing the work that is being done, the efforts that are here, I mean, it just gives you a whole different perspective of what school district council or school board council should be all about. And that's why I'm inclined to go ahead and move forward and keeping them because of the work, and I think because of everything that they do and the representation. And one thing that I did find out, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Cabrera, it's not just only you working for San Benito CISD, it's more than 3 or 4 attorneys, isn't it?
Between three and 5 attorneys, and we regularly ask Mr. Limon to copy at least 3 attorneys on every email so we can have plenty of people working on every matter on a timely basis.
So I find that really, really good for us, and I think that I'd like for the board to consider my motion.
I'd like to comment. What impressed me about this firm is that they were formal legal counsel for TEA, and they also have helped TASB develop policies. So therefore, in my opinion, they're very knowledgeable in the area of schools, school law, and therefore, I strongly also support the firm, and they really have provided us with a lot of legal advice, and not just the board, other employees that work here within the school district and administration.
Yeah, just to make that clear, I wasn't, I was just trying to get the board to talk about it. So.
I have a motion by Mr. Oscar Medrano for the selection of the O'Hanlon firm. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Ms. Cruz. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations, Mr. Cabrera.
Thank you very much.
Moving on to item number 10, closed meeting, discussion under the authority of the Texas Government Code 551.071 for the purpose of a private consultation with the board's attorney on any or all subjects or matters authorized by law. A. R. Atkinson lawsuit, cause number 2008-08-003278, 551.074 for the purpose of the appointment, employment evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of a public officer or employee, to hear complaints or charges against a public officer or employee. A. Report on personnel. The time is now 7:41 and we are in executive. The time is now 10:05 and we are returning from executive. Item number 11, consider action on items discussed in closed meeting, 551.071 for the purpose of a private consultation with the board's attorney on any or all subjects or matters authorized by law. A, R. Atkinson lawsuit cause number 2008-08-003278. And we don't have any action on that one. 551.074 for the purpose of the appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of a public officer or employee to hear complaints or charges against a public officer or employee. A, report on personnel. And no action there. Item number 12, the time is now 10:05 and we are adjourned.
So if you all